Good evening, everybody. I spent all day talking about social media, and I thought it would be good to talk about something slightly different, something slightly different subject, something that's that I think a lot about, something that, sometimes weighs on my mind. Something of a taboo subject, actually. Still a taboo subject. There are not many taboos today, but this is still a taboo, and it's quite a serious subject. I want to talk to you this evening about death. Death by PowerPoint. Now, I'm assuming everybody here uses PowerPoint for a living. You probably all live and die by PowerPoint. If your PowerPoint was taken away tomorrow, what would you do? Oh my God, how would I manage? But what I want to do today is actually pose some questions to you about PowerPoint's role in your life and its role in your customers' lives. So, here are my questions to you. Question number one. Are you finding that PowerPoint takes up so much of your time that you just don't have time to do anything else? You're trying to battle deadlines. Is that your feeling when you're creating a PowerPoint presentation? You can't get those bullet points right. They're the wrong font. There's something missing. The sound effects don't work properly. You're going to want to throw your computer against the wall. Is this your audience at 2 p.m? Just after lunch, often known as the graveyard slot. I had to resort to buying a box of chocolates to keep my customers awake when at that point of the afternoon. So what can we do? What is going on here? I've got a very, very serious thing to say to you tonight. You're killing your audience with PowerPoint. You're killing them. You're killing them with bullets. Bullet points. No one is listening to a word you're saying. They're all too busy looking at your bullet points. You're not looking at me. You're looking at bullets, aren't you? There's one other problem. All the presenters are doing is reading off their slides. That's not the only problem. Your audience are struggling to keep up with the hundreds of slides. But you know what the worst thing of all is, right? It's not all the bullet points. It's not all the slides. It's those painstakingly prepared sound effects that they're getting irritated by. So, I've got a question for you tonight. There's a question I want you all to ponder, think very, very carefully about. This is serious. My question to you, whether you're a believer or you're not a believer, is there life after death? Is there life after death by PowerPoint? Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is a solution. Usually when you watch a PowerPoint presentation, you've got somebody standing in front of the audience, looking down on you, and you're looking up at him or her in awe. You're looking at the PowerPoint presentation in awe. This person is often known as the sage on the stage. What I'm going to suggest to you tonight is you go away from that phase of being the sage on the stage, and instead you move towards being the guide at the side. The person who is mentoring you, who is working with you, who once they've presented all the ideas, actually sits down with you and says, you know what, I've done enough talking, you're going to come up and then you're going to do this. And I'm going to make sure that you actually understood everything I've talked to you about. And not only is the sage on the stage far away, but they're not understood. Whereas the guide at the side is your friendly, helping hand who's going to take you through that presentation and make you feel better. And when he or she makes you get up there, makes you actually make sure you've internalised everything they taught you, that is how everybody feels, and that is how you'll feel about yourself. So it's a really, really effective and really powerful to stop using that PowerPoint, get down off the podium and be with your audience. There's one other thing that you need to think about. Is that your audience at 5 o'clock in the afternoon after a full day of training? They've got so much content in their head, they can't take any more. They are maxed out. So I have a solution there as well. What you need to do is move away from the PowerPoint and move towards experiential learning. And what experiential learning means is that you focus on not giving them too much information. That is what a typical PowerPoint presentation feels like. And the problem with a PowerPoint presentation like that is you've given people so much stuff, you haven't got anything left to give them. You've just given them tons and tons and tons of information. What you need to do is relax. Right? You're probably thinking, I've got a day of training, I've got to give them as much value as possible, I've got to give them as much information, I've got to give them as much slides. No, you don't need to. Instead of that, you need to do that. Just give a couple of ideas, a couple of concepts, a couple of things to think about. Another great thing about that, if you do training like that, you do speaking like that, your audience will actually take in what you have to say. And because you've only given them a bit of information, they're going to want more information. So instead of doing a one-off training day, you'll be able to go back again and again and again to follow up with them, to make sure they've learned what you're teaching them, and there's more ideas you can give to them. Now I'm very fortunate, obviously with social media, there's lots and lots of information online that I can share with people. So I don't even have to go to PowerPoint, even if I try to. But the fact is, it doesn't matter what profession you're in, whether it's medicine, whether it's construction, whether it's any other form of consultancy work. There are lots of ideas and concepts you can demonstrate just by talking and doing and sharing. So in summary, I want you to think very carefully. Think about your audience. Have mercy on them. Don't kill them with PowerPoint. Right? Instead, my message to you is embrace the revolution. Free yourself. Free yourself from your PowerPoint prison. Thank you.